Okay guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry, and as you can see, we're doing a garden update. I am super excited. So a lot has happened in the last couple weeks since I was on here with you guys, and I gave up on all of the broccoli but this one. A lot of them were eaten by the moths, and they just weren't, there was nothing happening. They didn't even look promising. This was the only one that looked promising, and I have broccoli. So this is a big thing for me because I've never successfully grown broccoli. Usually the plants don't do anything at all, and they never get past that stage where I bought them at the nursery. So this has inspired me now, because we love broccoli, to do a fall crop of broccoli as well. I'm going to see how big this gets. It looks like it might be starting to open up only because we're later in the season, but we might get a couple side shoots too. So I'm not going to give up on this plant yet. When I took them out, now I'm going to talk about the Greenstalks a little bit because this is a big plant in this Greenstock, but when I took them out, I cut them down below the root collar, so right below the surface of the soil, and then I went even deeper with my nippers and cut that big heavy rootstock up. Leave it in there. It will decompose and feed your plants that are going in next. Next year, when I want to redo the whole Greenstock, I will take the layers off, dump them in a wheelbarrow, amend all the soil, get any large pieces out that I don't want in there. But I want to keep the environment really good in there. I don't want to disrupt it any more than I have to. And if I don't have to take these out and amend the soil, and I can add, like, and my gardener has trifecta. If I can add that to the top, to the surface and water it in, I'll be happy to do that. But I am super excited. This plant is thriving in this Greenstock. I did take my Greenstocks from 5 tiers to 4. I've got right now, okay, I have more on the way because I'm just going to tell you, this is an addiction. This is gardening for people that have disabilities, limited space. Maybe you're elderly and you can't, get out there and do things easily. I literally water and spin and, check things out. And I definitely, my opinion is you need to have a spinner base for every Greenstock you have. So my goal is, because I'm a little short, I'm only 5 foot tall. So my goal is to have all my Greenstocks at 4 feet so I can see that the watering tub is clean. I can see all the top plants well, and I know what's going on. Isn't this zinnia beautiful? I am going to bring you in close and show you all the stuff. But I really want to be able to get to all my plants easily. And granted, you're only using 2 square feet down there at the bottom, but up here, as these plants get bigger, you will lose some space. But you can literally grow 30 to 60 plants on a very small patio and still have room to sit down. So I highly recommend these Greenstocks. I can't say enough about them. As much as I've always loved container gardening and flowers and all that, I am sold on these. So I'm gonna take, and I've got some grow bags out here too, so that kind of shrunk my space. I could go that way, and my husband would humor me the whole way. Woo! The wind, it's windy, it's wanting to blow you over. So he would humor me. In fact, he said, we could have probably 10 more up here. And this keeps the deer out of them because they can't get up here. But I don't know that I'm going to do that. So I have one more coming. Sorry. Hopefully this doesn't interrupt the sound too bad. I've got one more coming. So the 5 tier over there, I ordered a 3 tier with the top watering, with the spinner base, and this one over here, green one, needed another tier, so I ordered that, got those coming, and I've got some other things coming that I'm going to show you. So let me turn the camera around so you don't have to stare at me, and we can talk green stalks. And then we'll go to the greenhouse. Okay, so this is the green stock I was showing you. And I've got tomatoes. This is the best patio tomato crop I've ever had. I've grown patio tomatoes and they've never done anything. I've never gotten tomatoes off of them, or I might get one that didn't really mature. But look at these beautiful plants. They love it in here. I've got green beans this is the second planting of green beans. I've got rosemary and the zinnias. Oh, I love these. Are so pretty. They add color and just vibrance to the whole picture. So I've got a question for all of you, because even at where I bought this, there was another one of these, no label. But what is this plant? The leaves are kind of velvety, like furry almost, if you will, as they start, and then they get less as the older they get. This has not flowered at all. I thought I had flower buds on it, but those are gone. What is this? It was labeled jalapeno, and I just grabbed it because I saw the tag. But I do have jalapenos down at the bottom. Another zinnia. Oh, I love it. And look at all these tomatoes. And this thing is just, they're loaded with tomatoes. There's over there, look at those. I'm so happy with all of this. And I did plant some more spinach and just random, I'll throw some seeds in there, like there's some green beans, more tomatoes, more peppers. We had to take, when we took this apart, this set of tomatoes had to come up top. Because, and I haven't watered yet today, because for whatever reason, I think I talked about it, this will not, like I can't get this to stay in there. If I do that, then the watering thing doesn't sit right. It won't stack, it stacks crooked. So down at the bottom, I've got green beans, I've got Swiss chard, and I've transplanted some of the Swiss chard. More Swiss chard, green beans, carrots. I think there's carrots in there. More tomatoes. Oh my gosh. And then I believe that's basil. I can't be positive though. So I was really bad about labeling stuff. I've got grow bags with a surprise. This is either zucchini or pumpkins. And that is either zucchini or pumpkin. So I'm going to let them vine up the deck. And now we've got, this is a pepper that was on clearance. Look how beautiful this thing is. I got it for $2.50, I believe. This is an Italian roasting pepper is what it said. And it's just loaded with peppers, and it's doing really, really good. And then a beautiful eggplant, same thing. I got that plant for $2.50. They were regularly $5.99, I think, in nice big half-gallon. Over there, I believe those are beets. Can't be positive again, but I know I planted them somewhere, and I wouldn't plant beets in a Greenstock necessarily. But you could. You just would take up a lot of pocket space. So this one, it's 4 high. I've got lettuce here that I am going to have to take down. It's starting to bolt. But I cut 4 of these beautiful heads of romaine and got them all washed and prepped. Again, I just cut them down below the dirt line at the collar. And if I do pull them out, I pull very gently and until I leave all of the soil that I can and amend it as I replant. So again, and these look like radishes, but I know they're not. These are something else. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out, and I don't even know. This is a serrano pepper. That was also a sale deal. Strawberries. I've been eating strawberries almost daily. And then these were peas that I started in the greenhouse, and I transplanted them. These are wonderful. These are plant supports. They just have a scoop that slides right in to your Greenstock. Absolutely wonderful. Arugula. I've got, oh, and it already is trying to go to seed. More of, whoops, sorry, more of that. I'm not sure what that is. And green beans, strawberries, more strawberries. And let's see, oh, some beans. I do have some empty pockets that I'm going to be filling, and I'll be taking that lettuce out here in the next day or two because obviously she's bolted. But a lot, I did replant lettuces, so I'll show you in just a second. I've got lettuces replanted. And flowers, bringing in the bees. You gotta have bees. And in each of my pots, I put some kind of veggie. So there's an edible arrangement, if you will. I've got, you know, garden-friendly marigolds. This is a cucumber. And on this Greenstock, so if you think about it, the one behind me is a 3-tier. I've ordered one of these sections to make it a 4-tier, and I already have an extra, I ordered an extra waterer. No, I already have an extra waterer, sorry. So I ordered the spinner base for the new tan or stone colored one, and I ordered a 3-tier, so I'll take the top tier off of that and they'll all be 4s. And down here, this is Napa cabbage. These are forming beautiful heads. I couldn't figure out what was getting in here, and this morning I discovered what was getting in here. And you really have to, for things that get in, you know, at my old house, I had slugs I had to deal with. Here, I have snails. And then there was a snail attached to one of the plants. Oh, it was here, right here. It was attached to that leaf, and I had to, literally, there was 2 of them in there. I plucked that snail out of there, the 2 of them, and they went to snail heaven because they multiply in hundreds. So I'm hoping I don't have any more. I also, after thorough inspection, found another moth that has been doing some damage to my green beans. These are the first green beans I planted. These are a bush bean getting ready to flower. So see, I can see right in that watering area. I've got more peas. These are a pea pod. So garlic and onions and cucumbers and carrots down there. And just excited. Oh yeah, more flowers gonna happen. Okay, and more pretty flowers and pretty flowers. And in this one, there's Swiss chard. This was transplanted out of the Greenstock, doing great. I'm super happy about that. Down here, I planted some seeds, and I just see a little one popping up right there in the middle, and that is coneflower, so echinacea. Strawberries, and I've been picking. I had 3 of them this morning. Looks like there's another one getting ready. Carrots, cucumbers, green beans. These are pimento peppers. Woo! Pimento peppers. I got more of those too. So altogether I have 6 pimento peppers now. Lettuces. So this is a buttery bib lettuce, I think. And this is that speckled romaine. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that lettuce in salads. Absolutely beautiful. And there's a red oak and just leaf lettuces from now on. More peppers. And then up top, what? I've got potatoes. I was so excited to see that. And another green bean, because I didn't have full confidence of the potato. So one potato did not sprout, I thought. So I planted peas in here, right? And now look, he says, excuse me. Just like when I planted the bean. He said, excuse me. So I do have a potato in there. So I'll have 6 potato plants that we're going to see how these do. These are a purple potato, and they are supposedly very good for your glycemic index, everything. So it's time for these guys to all get a boost of nitrogen and a little bit of a feeding. So I'll be doing some of that with fish emulsion. So anyways, there's another perspective of what I've got going on. It's absolutely wonderful. I love this deck gardening because the deer can't get to this. And I'm going to give you some hints about deer that I'm learning. And yeah, cucumbers. These are Space Master cucumbers, so we'll see how they do. We haven't had any real heat, but a couple of days. So, all right. Off we go to the backyard. If you have any questions about Greenstock, I am an affiliate now, and if I can't answer it, I will get a hold of them and have them answer for me, you know, and then I'll get it back to you. But right now they're having their red, white, and blue sale, so everything on the website is on sale. Actually, a better price than Mother's Day. That was why I went ahead and pulled the trigger on another stone colored one, 3 high, so I can take that top off and we'll be 4 high. I left the potatoes at the top of the Greenstock for one reason, because it'll make it easier to take it off when it's time, when they die back, and empty it. And I'll just dump it into a wheelbarrow and off we go to potato digging. All right. Let's go to the greenhouse, and down below where all the rhubarb that's thriving is, and you can see the difference. All right, guys. Okay, and I did want to tell you, there's a link down below with the discount code for the Greenstocks, as well as a link to go shop for them. So I didn't want to leave you out of that. It's always down in the description box. All right, now let's go out back. Okay, so now we're coming out back. I just love it. It's gonna take a couple of years to transform everything into our perfect place, but we're working on it. So as you can see, the nasturtiums are just huge and glorious. But what I want to show you is, look at, there's rhubarb. Now these were rhubarb I planted last year from seed. This is rhubarb that I planted last year from seed. Look at that, it's beautiful. So technically this is a 1-year-old plant, I guess. I feel like you could almost pick like 1 or 2. They've got really, really big root balls. And then there's another one back there. This one, as you can see, got munched on. The deer ripped a couple of the leaves. And so I'll show you what I'm doing to keep the deer out, because right now we don't have deer fencing. Even this fencing over here, they can jump right over. They don't care. So again, rhubarb from seed, and it's doing fantastic. So I planted some more. You'll see in just a second. But they don't like the peppery leaves or flowers of the nasturtiums. I'm just now getting buds on the nasturtiums, but I do have some zinnias. I just love them. They make me so happy. And more rhubarb. And this one, okay, so, okay, this one, I believe this was the one that came from M.I. Gardner, if I'm not mistaken, last year, and then I transplanted it. That's why there's so much activity down there. This one was from seed, I believe, or the nursery. I'm not sure. But look at that one back there. He almost didn't make it. And then I saw a little nodule poking up out of the dirt, and I put that stick there and said, be sure and water that area. So, because my husband likes to water out here. And more nasturtiums. And this rhubarb here, look at in there. Whoops, I don't know, focus. New leaves, focus. New leaves. This is from the nursery. So I could technically, this is a 2-year-old plant. I could technically, if I want to here, I could get maybe a harvest of rhubarb, but a total of 13 rhubarb plants, and more nasturtiums, more rhubarb. These were from the nursery, I believe, or from seed. I don't remember now. And then I've got onions, and then these are from green onions that I planted. No, yeah, these are green onions that I planted, and I just stuck the butts from the store in there. I've got chives and onions that are from sets, and nasturtiums again, and these are delicious. So you just snap these off. These are absolutely wonderful for you. Peppery and delicious. Okay, garlic and nasturtiums and zinnias. Oh, aren't they sweet? I found these tubs and I was like, oh, I can drill holes in the bottom and make planters. And they make me so happy. And I got all these plants on clearance. So we're all good. The dogs are going crazy. Okay, let's go in the greenhouse. Okay, I guess the UPS guy's here. It's a big moment in time. So, okay, eventually these grow bags are going to be on the other side of the railroad tie bed. And our plan is to then get all the soil out of there, bulbs that were in there, anything like that. We're going to get that dug out of there. And then we're going to replace some good soil, but it'll be wildflowers. It won't be food. I'm not going to put food in these railroad ties, but it'll be wildflowers. So we'll still use them, but I want wildflower beds everywhere that the deer will leave alone. So, blueberries. Now, we have had some blueberry damage because, you know, the deer like blueberries. So if you take a bar of Irish Spring and cut like pieces out of it, off the soap, you can get about 5 or 6 pieces. Oh, hi, little bird. You can get 5 or 6 chunks, and then I put them in those little, these are grow bags for starters. I put them in there and hang them, and there's 2 or 3 on each one. I haven't seen a deer come back in here and start ripping on my blueberries like they were. So yeah, you'll see those hanging, and that's what they are. But aren't they beautiful? Cluster after cluster. I'm super excited. We did get the other vajayga bed up, but we haven't. We're waiting on tractor work. We're gonna do it all in one day. He's got to get the other vajayga bed up too, but I keep giving him other chores. So poor guy. Trying to keep him busy in the house while we've got time. We need to, but see, they got in here and like stripped leaves off, but they haven't been in here in a while. So there's some that are getting ready. They're like turning ever so slightly, but look at the size of that. I mean, if you compare that to my thumbnail, that's a big blueberry. Big, beautiful. This thing is heavy with blueberries. Heavy. Okay. And then, oh, look at apples. Apples. I have apples. I'm super excited. Man, what a difference a couple of weeks make. Like I've got, look at all those apples up there. And pears, and these are the Asian pears. There's 2 different kinds. There's one over here, and one of them's kind of bumpity, and one of them's smooth, and they're both delicious. And there's even apples on this old tree. I see right here. I don't know if they'll come to fruition or not. I don't see many, but those are hanging down. So we'll take what we can get. And let's go over here. It's a nice shady area. And the deer do like to come in here and eat these apples. So this tree didn't produce anything, which is fine. It's a nice shade tree though. And then we have the other, it's more like a Bartlett pear. We did not spray it. I didn't know what I should spray on it. So we do have pears that have, you know, they have these spots on them. Focus. Let's get my hand out of the way, maybe. Oh, my camera does not want to focus on that. And so I'll just cut those spots out. They're very superficial and just on the top. So, but this tree is loaded with pears. Look at that. Okay, let's go this way to the greenhouse. Okay, I ordered these. Our water catchment. We've got to put because we do have a water catchment off the house. One rainstorm fills it up. I think we're going to put a gutter on here. It won't produce that much, but these are wonderful. We haven't put them quite together yet. They come with the spigots. I've put a link in the description box to these. I think they're beautiful. They can sit up against a building and they look nice. They have a spigot here and a spigot there. And this is the nice part. These birds are going cray-cray in the blueberries. In here, this is a good 6 inches deep. You can plant flowers, you could plant lettuce, you could plant whatever you want. Any excess water is going to drain right out of here down the front. I would have had it drain out the back somehow, but I think because of the design, because this comes off and all your hardware's inside, this is where your downspout goes. So we'll be able to water the greenhouse over the winter with rainwater, which is wonderful. Okay, let's go see what we got going on. Inside the greenhouse, bamboo. It's my nemesis. I like it, but it's so hard to keep up with. So I did plant some artichokes, and artichokes. So we'll have artichokes, and I've got some seeds started. They haven't popped up yet, but let's get to the greenhouse. Okay. So for those of you that haven't been here yet, this is a work in progress as well. This felt that's down is to keep weeds down, weed pressure and all that. So what we're going to do this fall, all of the bags will come out. We are going to put vajayga beds in here diagonally. Like, I think we can get 6-foot vajayga beds. If not, we'll do 4-foot. As many as we can and get between them, and pea gravel. And we'll cut the bottom where the bed is of the felt out so the worms can come up, because we have a ton of worms. But as a usable greenhouse to start my plants, to have this, it's wonderful. As you can see, we took these down, and I'll show you just a second, but there's a reason. We've got carrots, and I'll have to thin them as they get bigger. The tomatoes are doing fantastic. This is that purple tomato, and I did take a sucker off of it. It's in the house, hopefully sprouting roots in rainwater. All of these peppers in here are jalapenos. So jalapeno. I topped that one off because it looked like these, but it had jalapenos on it, and then I felt bad. And that's some kind of aroma there. A watermelon back there on the vining up the trellis. Tomatoes. Look at these tomatoes. They're 6 foot tall. They love it in here. And they are covered. And I have not had one. You know how you usually get where bloom rot and they just fall off and you're like, no, I just had a flower, and the whole thing falls off. So I haven't had any of that, knock on wood. And I haven't had blossom end rot yet, but we won't know that for a while. But all of these, all of them are cherry tomatoes of some sort, like Sweet 1 Million, yellow gold, or gold, sun gold. And in the center here, that's aroma. And there's plenty of them on there. That are already starting. So I'm super excited about the tomatoes. I'm not going to get a huge harvest, but I do have Romas in some grow bags as well. Parsley, cantaloupe, don't know how it's going to do. Crookneck squash right there. Zucchini. And I planted a winter squash and a spaghetti squash. We might move these out front to the deck and let them vine. And then these peppers are pimento peppers as well as out front. And these are Roma tomatoes. also doing very well. So the zucchini isn't doing as well as I would have liked. I did find, you know, like I said, a slug in one of them. Then it looked like I might have had some vine borer issues, so I pulled those plants out. We'll see what happens. That's why I planted more out front, because I have to have zucchini. I'll be so bummed if I don't get zucchini and yellow squash. Okay, and then over here on my planting, this 24 of these 4-inch doodahs are rhubarb. So I'll probably sell the plants next year or the year after. I'll put them in cute little grow bags. I'll find some red grow bags and we'll sell them that way. This is 6 artichoke plants. And then this row is 6 of a French pumpkin. It's a Cinderella French pumpkin. And this one, I can't remember. I want to say, no, I don't want to say. I don't remember. Well, you know what? As it matures and it gets its secondary leaves, I'll remember. The tag fell off. And then that, I believe, is something I don't know. Okay. And then this also had rhubarb in it, and something else. So we're just gonna, it's gonna be a guessing game. I'm gonna have to get better about tagging. Okay. So guys, this is the end of the video, but I hope it inspires you to get outside and garden. I hope that if you like this video, you'll give me a thumbs up. You'll subscribe to my channel to come back for more of this. And you and I can learn together and share each other's wins and fails and learn something from it. All right, guys, I can't wait to see you next time for another gardening update or a delicious recipe.